Hey guys, Henry here, back at you with another PoE2 video. And today we got some nice little juicy information on patch 0.1.1. The GGG team is back in the office finally after their holiday break, so I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us. Let's just get right into it and see what we got.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers,
Hey Jonathan.
Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Well, we're back from our break. We've been playing the game a whole lot, and we've been reading a whole lot of feedback as well.
Nice.
So it's time to assess and work out what we're going to do next. Now, later this week we'll be releasing PoE2 0.1.1. This is a patch designed to address the concerns that we can address relatively quickly,
Good.
without needing to create a new league or a new economy just yet.
Just yet.
In this video we'll be going
Soon,
over
though,
some of the
soon.
issues we've identified and what we're planning on doing about them. It's worth stressing that just because a specific issue isn't on this list doesn't mean that we're not aware of it or that it isn't going to get addressed.
Okay.
It just means that we either can't fix the problem quickly or we can't do so without the need for a new economy.
Good, so they're paying attention. That's good. They're paying attention. I like that. That's what I like to hear.
One of the
Okay,
major
mapping.
areas that needs a lot of attention is the base experience of mapping. We've made a lot of changes here. First, in-game maps have received a balance pass to the number of monsters, number of chests, number of magical rare monsters, number of essences, strongboxes, and precursor artifacts. You should generally find maps more rewarding than before.
Nice. More loot, guys.
Maps
More loot.
generally specialize in one or more of these elements that they will be particularly rewarding in. Now, towers are a thing that's very important for players to run often, but we only had one of them. We wanted to add more variety here as soon as possible, so we've added 4 more tower maps. Alpine Ridge,
Oh, okay.
Sinking Spire.
Nice. Yeah, that was a big complaint that I was hearing a lot from other people that were mapping, is that the tower map was always the same. So they added 4 more maps to towers, which is nice variety. I like it. I think the second one was my favorite one there.
Bluff,
Bluff?
and Mesa.
Okay, got a desert map. Nice.
We've also redone the existing Lost Towers map to make playing there less boring.
Cool. Less boring is always nice.
We're now also spawning more maps with bosses.
More bosses.
The rate was intended to be 1 in 4 maps, but in reality the rate was much lower due to some maps being unable to spawn bosses. We've increased the rate to compensate for this issue so that we can get the actually intended rate. We're also adding a new type of tablet that allows you to add bosses to your maps with its own mod.
Oh, boss map. Boss waystones.
Strongboxes also needed some love. They now spawn monsters
Strongboxes.
faster, with a
Nice.
less annoying fog effect, and have also received changes to the timings and effects of the mods on them.
Everything looks so much clearer now. They got rid of the fog and everything.
Now, let's talk about visibility of effects. Many maps had too much clutter,
Yeah.
preventing effects on the ground from rendering.
Exactly,
causing
on
you
death.
to be unable to see and dodge them. We've both changed the level of clutter on some maps and changed some effects to make sure that they are always visible. In addition, elemental explosion effects have had visibility improved. Stick around for
Ooh.
longer before they explode and disappear without exploding if a rare monster dies. Volatile plants are also way easier to see before they
Yeah.
explode.
They look way
Now
easier
we've
now.
also increased the zoom level on the Atlas.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. You can actually see what's going on. That's so much better. That's so much better. It was like twice as much zoomed in before. Now you can see like everything. It's great.
Now we've also increased the zoom level on the Atlas, done a pass on various terrain collision issues in many maps.
Okay.
We've also improved the load times of opening the world map and Atlas pack.
Oh, the load times on the map is like instantaneous now.
And we also now show the biome of a map on the hover for it.
Cool. Nice.
For other in-game content systems, we're focusing on getting all the rewards in line with what they should be. For Delirium, we recently fixed a bug which caused Delirium monsters to just not spawn after the starting part. And we've also
Okay.
buffed the rate of simulacrums dropping by 20%
Nice.
to make it more in line with the rate of finding the expedition and ritual bosses.
Cool. More drop rates.
For Ritual, we've made omens now appear in the Ritual Tribute window 60% more often.
Oh.
For
Oh.
Expedition, we've improved
Omens.
the rarity from the shops. But we'll be wanting to make some more substantial changes to the rewards for this league later on.
Nice.
Now, one of the major concerns that we're often seeing is that getting to play Pinnacle content just takes too long, and that when you do finally get there, you only get one attempt and don't get a chance to learn the boss.
Yeah,
In
true.
order to address these concerns, we're making the following changes. First, we're making the Citadel spawn closer to the center of the Atlas, and we've also added an effect so you can see them in the fog of war
You
from
can see
further
where
away.
they are.
This makes
Beautiful.
them much easier to find. To address
Nice.
the problem of only having one attempt, on the Arbiter of Ash, you will now get up to 6 respawn attempts.
Oh, 6 respawn attempts. So they went with the old style of 6 portals, 6 respawn attempts. That's a huge W right there.
Respawns can only be triggered by the person who put in the keys, and everyone in your party will be respawned at the same time. Leaving the map still forfeits your attempt, so you'll still need to fight the boss with the build you walked into the map with.
Okay.
Higher difficulties of the boss will lower the number of respawn attempts you get, but you should know the mechanics of the fight by then, right?
Right. Right.
Now, we'll
Surely you should know it by then, right? Wink, wink.
Adding respawns to other pinnacle content as well over time. Another thing that players have noticed is that there are less keys from Faradin Citadels on the market, and thought that it was because the Citadel spawns less often. It turns out though that this is just because the boss kills players more often than the others. We've made a few changes to that boss to bring it in line with the other bosses. A lot of people have reported that many of our unique items are feeling underwhelming.
Yeah.
Uniques are
They do feel underwhelming. There's like a good majority of the ones that I pick up don't seem that good.
Often designed to be build enabling at high levels, even if they're low level uniques. But we realized that we do need to make sure that more uniques feel powerful when you first get them at low levels too. In this patch we are buffing a lot of uniques.
Oh, wait. Let me look at some of these here. Oh yeah, look at that. Wooden Brian's Mark got buffed. It went from 10 to 17 to 18 to 28. Oh, it got a bunch of extra damage, more strength. Okay, so they did buff it. That's cool. More life, more stun threshold, cannot evade anything. Okay, so they're reworking a bunch of the lower level uniques. That's good.
These changes should make finding uniques at lower levels a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And make subsequent character playthroughs more fun too, when you have some great uniques to use.
Cool. Fire res
We're
on the
also
hammer.
changing a few other things to make finding rares better at higher levels too. First, we're changing mod weightings a bit to make sure that there are less bad mods. Another fix is making high tier items no longer cull the highest tier modifier of a given mod type. This bug caused bows and crossbows to not spawn with attack speed at tier 5 rarity, and rings to not spawn with life at tier 5 rarity.
Oh, okay.
Another change we're making is to make it so that socketables such as runes can now be overwritten with another socketable.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. One of the issues that I came across was that I had a really good piece of gear, but I already socketed it with something like, let's say, fire res. But let's say I cap my fire res, like over cap on my fire res, and let's say my lightning res is lacking. Well, now I have to find like a brand new chest piece, right, to replace to just to get lightning res. But now you can just replace the current socket type with a new one and still keep the item. That's so sick.
Now, as we continue to play, we still find many balance anomalies with specific monsters or bosses that can be nasty if you encounter them. This patch contains a pass adjusting a large number of those monsters and bosses. We'll save the full list for the patch notes, but there are a significant number of changes here that should address many cases where monsters or bosses felt too hard in certain circumstances.
Yeah, okay.
Here are a few examples to get a taste of what kind of changes you can expect. The Silver Fist Commander roll now does a lot less damage.
Really? They nerfed him?
Plague Bearers Detonate Dead can no longer be used from off screen and has better telegraphing.
Okay, that's more fair. Yeah.
Forsaken Miners throw less grenades, have improved visuals, and deal less damage. And Lost Men Zealots can no longer meteor you from off screen either.
Oh yeah, I've died to that before. These Lost Hand guys, they'll just like throw down a meteor from like completely off screen, and I'm like, what the hell just killed me?
It's just like those. One of the big issues for players.
Oh, finally the console boys get an item filter. I gotta tell my console friends about this because they probably, I don't know if they're aware.
Consoles is that the web-based item filter system is currently not working. This means that they can't use item filters like the PC users can. For 0.1.1, we'll be enabling the same system that PoE 1 has, which allows you to subscribe to item filters on the website. For now, this will be done on the PoE 1 website to allow us to get this feature out as fast as possible. Later on, we'll improve the user experience of this and put it on the pathofexile 2 website. This patch also contains a bunch of other smaller changes and bug fixes that I'm sure you guys will appreciate. Like buffing armor and scavenged plating.
Yes.
Showing the
Armor is really good. It has to be buffed. It's not that good.
number of uses left in your charms.
Oh, it shows how much charms you have left.
As well as an effect when they trigger.
Oh, that's really cool.
The song of the exiles.
Fixing the music
Oh, do I finally get my music from the Una?
that Una was supposed to play in town.
Yeah, okay, so it was bugged. That was like, didn't they promise us for her to play music or some shit? And I guess it was just broken. Oh, that's perfect.
And plenty of other little fixes and improvements throughout the game. Now, we have a huge amount of much more meta-shifting changes that we know we want to make. And one of the best things about having the game in early access with the endgame is that we now have a much better idea of where we want character power to be and what the balance of bosses and monsters should be relative to that. But those types of changes are going to have to wait until we are ready to make a new league with a new economy for people to play in. That's still a little while away yet, but in the meantime, we'll be continuing to identify things that are causing frustration and try and address them. I want to thank you guys for playing and hope to be doing more of these in the future. Later.
Man, these guys are so sick. These guys are so sick. Hey man, that was a great video. Great video. They addressed a lot of the concerns on death effects, the map, loot dropping, some changes like the charms. That shit was sick. Boss nerfs, changes, balance, whatever. Anyway, so W patch overall. There's nothing wrong with this patch at all. I'm really excited to see where they go from here. I'm hoping at some point for maybe an announcement of one of the new classes to get, or like the Druid or something like that, or maybe Huntress. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you guys like this video? What classes are you playing in PoE 2? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.